When people think about horror, they often picture jump scares, loud music, and monsters lurking in the dark. This is what we are used to seeing in most movies. However, there is a kind of horror that goes much deeper. Instead of focusing on shock value, this kind of horror builds slowly. It doesn't chase you down, it sits with you. So, what actually makes something truly horrifying? To answer that, we need to look beyond the surface. First, let's break down the difference between being scared and being disturbed. Fear is immediate. You hear a sound behind you, your heart jumps. That's fear. It's a reaction. In contrast, disturbance is quieter. It doesn't cause you to scream. It causes you to think. Let's take an example. A haunted house with ghosts popping out will scare you. But a story about someone slowly losing their mind, not knowing what's real, that's disturbing. Monsters have always been a big part of horror. Zombies, vampires, werewolves, we recognize them right away. We know the rules and the patterns. But what happens when the monster has no face? Or worse, what if the monster is human? This is where the true horror begins to form. Not in fantasy, but in reflection. A film like The Babadook isn't really about a supernatural creature. It's about grief. The monster is just a shape that grief takes. So instead of giving us something to run from, it gives us something we can't escape because it lives inside the characters. True horror isn't always a monster. Sometimes it's something that barely makes a sound. Imagine this. You are lying in bed. It's late and you hear someone sniffing at your bedroom door. Not speaking, not breathing heavily, just sniffing. Then they knock, not once but in a pattern. Tap, tap, tap. You don't know why that rhythm makes your skin crawl, but it does. Or worse, you hear steps on the stairs, and a voice says, "I'm on stair 1, then I'm on stair 2, then I'm on stair 3. You count along, trying not to, and just before it should reach the top, it stops. You listen, you wait, and it whispers, "I am behind you." Or maybe it's quieter than that. Maybe it's the feeling that someone is watching you. No sound, no face, just the pressure. Or the thought, what if the door isn't locked? What if there's something under the bed? What if the closet didn't close all the way, and whatever inside is still watching? These are fears we try to ignore, but true horror waits in those ignored corners. It doesn't need to chase us, it just needs us to notice it. Another part of true horror is how close it is to real life. We aren't afraid of what's impossible. We are afraid of what's likely. This is why horror stories about isolation, abuse, or mental illness stay with us, because these are things that can happen and often do.